So there's this saying that goes, nature abhors a vacuum. And what that means is nature or the universe or God or whatever you call the force that's pulling the tides and moving the planets around, that force does not like a vacuum or empty space. And what happens is as soon as there's space that's empty, it gets filled because nature abhors a vacuum. So if you think about that, we talk a lot about doing these practices to create space. And it's not talked about very often, like, well, what determines what fills that space? Well, you determine what fills that space, and how you determine it is by what you have your focus on the most. And so this is an important thing to know. I mean, this is what creates our reality. This is what creates how we experience life. And what happens oftentimes is that we spend a whole lot of time focusing on things that we don't want. We don't do it on purpose. It's not like we plan on doing that. But what happens is that we worry a lot. You know, I don't know, it's kind of the way the mind is designed, is to create these potential outcomes based on what's happened in the past. And so it's not going to pull the most amazing things that happened in the past if it's trying to protect us. So it has to pull together a bunch of experiences that it wants to protect you against. And so our mind's job is to think, and its algorithm is kind of to think about how to protect you. And so naturally it's going to be thinking about, I don't know, circumstances that weren't that fun. And therefore, unbeknownst to us most of the time, and totally unconsciously, we tend to think about a lot of things that we don't want to think about. But that is what fills the space. That's what fills the space, like the thing that we think about the most. And this is why mindset work is so important. This is why paying attention to what we're thinking about. I used to have this teacher way back in the day, like, how often do you think about what you think about? And just the practice of getting to pay attention to what's going on inside of the mind is so important. I'm pretty practiced at this, and I still catch myself wandering off into these spaces in my mind that I don't want to experience, you know? So I'm pretty practiced in pulling myself back and purposely thinking about something else. So can you do that? Is this something that you can even start to imagine implementing in your life? Like, oh, when I'm in those gaps of time that I'm not conscious or present, can I pull myself back into that moment and pay attention to what I'm thinking about, and maybe plop in some thoughts in there that might resemble something that you want to experience? How often do you think about what you think about? Because nature abhors a vacuum. It's gonna fill it with something. Anytime there's an empty space, it's gonna get filled. Can you purposely fill it? That's called living in intention.